welcome back to another Talk Coventry City video. Today I'm with Cookie again. How you doing, mate?
I'm alright, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Today we're going to be doing the second episode of the Coventry City podcast. Now let's start with our first topic, Coventry City's start to the Championship. What have you made of it?
Do you know what? I think we've been really good.
Yeah?
Did we do the double? Did we go League 2 and then League 1?
No, we had one season where we were consolidated in League 1.
But to come up in that sort of form, with some of the players that have still been with us since League 2, that's a really good effort. It's a really good start. And I'm really impressed with how we've gone about it. And I think with some of the signings we've made with Hamer.
Yeah.
How good is he?
Oh, he's brilliant. I think we've got a really good balance in this squad. Like you said, some of these players have been with us since League 2, and that step, I mean, from League 2 to League 1 is big enough to then go to the Championship.
Different ballgame.
I mean, we've got Hyam, we've got Shipley, we've got a few players that have made that journey with us. Yeah. And then we've got that good balance now. Like you said, we've brought in Gustavo Hamer. I think the signings we've made this summer have been really good as well.
No, I completely agree. I think one thing we do need is probably another... Well, Tyler Walker's just come in, but I do think we need someone up there who's just a unit. Do you know what I mean? Someone who's a bit scary. I like Matty Godden. I rate him. I think he's good finisher and whatever. Good little poacher. I haven't seen much of Tyler Walker, but I like where it's going. I just think we're one short. Okay. We need one more.
Do you know which kind of player I think you're probably on the lines of? And I'd agree. It's like a Johnson Clark Harris. Do you remember? He was a bit of a bully, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a scrapper, yeah.
I know he might not be sort of Championship level, but a player like him, because obviously, like you said, Matty Godden, Tyler Walker, they're probably quite similar players. They're quite agile, they're pacey, but you want that sort of battering ram.
Well, yeah, I think any team's got to be versatile, innit? So you're going to have, if you want a Tyler Walker that's fast, so you can score goals and whatever, sweet. In the games if that's not going to work, you're going to need
Plan B.
You're going to need a Clive Platt.
Clive Platt.
Yeah.
I think we're all right with Matty Godden and Tyler Walker, actually.
Yeah, but I do think you need someone up there. I think Bakayoko's, to be fair, is that sort of role. But
I was about to say Bakayoko's a bit like that, but I feel like although he's quite a big player, he can be a bit nice.
Yeah. Same with Biamu.
Yeah.
I really like Biamu. I really like him.
Definitely.
But
we haven't got a nasty striker.
Someone who's just a knobhead,
someone who's going to bully the defenders. Biamu and Bakayoko are probably a bit too nice for that.
You want a Michael Doyle, but up front.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Did you watch the All or Nothing documentary
on Spurs?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
So Jose Mourinho, he's really hot on people being dickheads.
Okay.
He really wants
And what does he want?
So in that, he takes over the Tottenham team, and he's like, "You're all too nice." I'm not going to use the word, but he drops a C-bomb in there quite a lot.
He wants them to be bullies.
He wants me to be horrible.
I thought he didn't want them to be bullies. I thought that's what you were saying.
No, because he said
he wants them to be bullies.
Because he said Pochettino, he has them too nice. So he wants his players to be unts with a C on the front, right? He wants them to be nasty, proper hard. I don't take anything for granted. We're going to smack them up, sort of players. And I think you need at least one. There's got to be at least one, because if there's one, other people are going to follow. Do you know what I mean? If there's someone just putting everything on the line, just kicking people and doing all this, it's that person you want to follow into a battle, isn't it?
It was like Michael Doyle, like you said, he was the captain, he was a leader of men.
Yeah.
The other younger players would have learned to get stuck in because they'd see Michael Doyle doing it.
Yeah, you see some geezer getting stuck in, clobbering people, you think, I want a bit of that action. If he's doing it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think, you need someone, I think you need at least one in the team, right? And I think Hamer's going to be that guy. But I always think you need a striker who's in that sort of mould as well. Who's horrible. He's a bit of a knobhead. He's horrible to play against. He'll pinch you. He'll kick you. He'll do all of this stuff.
Spit on you.
Yeah, he's just an arsehole, basically. I think we need that. I think that's what we lack right now.
Okay. I mean, other than that, I think Robin's recruitment has been second to none because
smashed it.
He has got such a shoestring budget, and to get off to the start. I know we're 3 games in, but it's been a very sort of steady start. I think it's been amazing. People are forgetting we've brought McCallum back.
Yeah.
Like you said, Hamer, that's probably one of the best deals. Callum O'Hare's returned. I mean, that wouldn't have happened if we'd have stayed in League 1.
For free.
Yeah. Oh, that was unbelievable.
I think, honestly, out of all the signings that have been made, that's probably one of the best deals. Premier League, Championship, everything.
Callum O'Hare.
For free.
Yeah, it's pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, hello? Oh. That's so unprofessional, that is. But Thiago, for example, that's a great, that's a great signing, right?
Okay.
25 million for Thiago, one of the best midfielders in the world. Unbelievable. Callum O'Hare for free. is in the next 2 or 3 years not going to be in the Championship. He's going to be playing Premier League football.
I agree.
He will be. It's a fact.
And the thing is, we've tied him down to a couple of years, so that means that even if he does go, we get something for it now. Like, Cecil have been so clever with that. Yeah. I think it's Robbins as well. Like, Cecil and Robbins, they seem to work together really well. Obviously, a couple of years ago, there was all the Cecil out sort of thing. But since Robbins has come in, they've got that good working relationship. The Cecil out thing sort of died down a bit because the success has come.
Do you think they've changed their outlook on what they should be doing?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Because I'm very Cecil out. And, you know when success happens, you sort of take a blind eye, don't you? You think, right, yeah, Cecil out, but we're doing all right, so I'll let you have that one a little bit. But I think with them, is it down to them? Have they recruited the right people now? Have they got the right person in charge of overseeing the club? Have they got Mark Robbins, who's maybe Mark Robbins is a really crucial figure at the club?
I think so. I genuinely think if Robbins goes, it would start to fall apart again, unless we got someone really special in, because Robbins. It's just been success with Robbins. Yeah. It's the club was only going down. Robbins comes in, and it's only going back up. And now I just think if Robbins goes, I don't know if it could carry on going back up. It just.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But I suppose now we're in the Championship, we have that ability to be able to pluck a manager that might be
definitely
way above what we were expecting a year or two.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, the Championship's such a big league now, so it's so important for Coventry to be in there, the money in it, especially with the coronavirus and no fans at the moment. Coventry are lucky to have got into the Championship because we're getting the TV money, so we're not massively missing out on the crowd money so much.
Well, I think with that as well, it shows because we're signing players rather than offloading them.
Yes.
But obviously, we're a selling club.
We are.
Any bit of potential we have, Maddison, Wilson, they're gone.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Bayliss, gone. People like that. Sam McCallum went, and it's just obviously he's back now on loan, but it's that sort of mentality we have as a club. But it showed this year in the summer transfer window where it was actually we need a few players. Cash. We're not getting rid of our good players. It's like Jordan Shipley. I don't know if clubs have come in for him, but he's still with us.
Yeah.
He hasn't gone, and that's a very not Sisu-like thing to do.
Yeah, well, you're more likely to hang on to players the better league that you're in, because like I said, if we'd have stayed in League One, Callum O'Hare would not have come back because he was too good for League One last season, so he'd be way too good for it this season. And like you said, he's probably going to be too good for the Championship eventually. He will outgrow the Championship, so we've got to utilise him while we've got him, and he will be in the Premier League one day, I'm sure of that.
Yeah. He's one of them lads I was alluding to about being a fighter and that.
Yeah,
he's one of those guys
stuck in. He does.
He loves it.
Yeah.
And whether he snaps a leg later in the future, I don't know. Who knows? But at the minute, he's like a Jose Mourinho type of player. Whether he's Jose Mourinho looks at him and thinks, yeah, he's not good enough for what? It doesn't matter. But mentality, he'll look at him and think, yes, I'm about that.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of player that you need in the club, isn't it?
Yeah, I totally agree. Callum O'Hare, I mean, last season. He was that. I mean, you look at him and you think, he's one of them small, agile players, but he was throwing himself into tackles.
He loves it.
I mean, he got a massive gash on his head in one game because...
Well, Terry Butcher, didn't it?
Yeah, he flew himself into a challenge against this 6'3" bloke. I don't know if it was against Bolton, I think it might have been, and he just collided heads, but he just carries on with his head strapped up, and that's what you love to see.
But honestly, as a fan, I'm all for that. I'm beating my chest, I love you, so I love you.
Yeah, honestly.
And especially when he's come from Villa as well. How good's that? Robbed them? Absolutely robbed them.
I totally agree with that. Totally agree. But just before we finish on Coventry, very, very solid start. You think we'll be alright this season?
I reckon we're staying up. I think I said that anyway before these games have happened. But I reckon we're staying up. I think we're too good not to stay up. But going along with that, we had a good start. I think it's going to level out, and we'll probably mid-table, low mid-table, something like that. But it'll be one of those seasons where we'll look back and be like, yeah, it was alright. That good results here and there, and then. I think generally we're going to lose a bit because I think our quality's not at the top, but we've got some good players to go with it. So, as far as I'm concerned, at the end of the season, it'll be lower mid-table sort of thing.
I think so. That was my prediction at the start of the season. I said 14, and from what I've seen so far, I think that kind of fits in because Coventry have been solid. I mean, we're not going to be too over-ambitious and start looking towards the top of the table.
No,
that'd be too much. But I think we have got enough to survive. I mean, the first few games are important. We've already picked up 4 points. So if we get to 10 games and we're over 10 or 12 points, then I'm very, very, very
honestly,
happy.
The way we're going now, if we keep that going, it'll be mad.
Yeah.
It'll be such a good season ahead of us.
Next game, though, is Bournemouth and Brentford. And then I think Swansea as well. So
very tough.
That's just the reality of the Championship, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for them. But like I said, if you can pick out points from them games, you're doing something right at least. So
yeah, you got to play them all, didn't you?
yeah.
Right, next up then, Premier League. So a couple of games into the Premier League now. The big talking point at the moment is VAR. What have you made of it?
It's a shambles, isn't it? Like, I'm all for technology in football, but this is a shambles.
It's a joke.
But it's the penalty stuff. It's like, what is going on?
Do you know what? When VAR came in last season, I was very much for it because I think we do need it in some areas to clear things up. But I really can't defend it anymore, especially after the first couple of games, because the penalties that are being given are ridiculous. The Spurs-Newcastle game
Oh,
the weekend,
embarrassing.
the fact that the Newcastle manager, Steve Bruce, is saying, oh, it's a joke, you know, we shouldn't have got anything, says it all.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, Jamie Carragher was doing his nut, and like, rightly so. Steve Bruce at the end, like you said, he was delighted because he got a point, but like, he knows, absolute daylight robbery.
Absolutely, yeah.
On it, because they were crap all game, Newcastle. I don't think they had a shot, and it was like...
I think that was their only shot on target, that penalty.
That penalty.
Yeah.
It's just embarrassing, isn't it? Like, to be fair to them, they put up a little bit of fight when Andy Carroll came on. It was like lumping it up there, trying to get something to happen.
Andy Carroll and Callum Wilson.
Mate, that's a good lineup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I think Andy Carroll is underrated.
Yeah.
And now, especially, because obviously he's made a crisps, isn't it? So it's like, he just snaps at like a bit of wind. So, that's not helped him throughout his career, but like generally as a player, quality.
Oh yeah,
for what you want him to do, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But
anyway. Go back to VAR.
But it was embarrassing.
The weird thing for me is something will happen. Say someone falls in the box. There's maybe a handball. The referee will say it's not a penalty. They'll check with VAR and they'll say no, I don't think it's a penalty. But then the referee will then go and have a look at the screen and he'll see something so small. And he'll just suddenly change his mind. So they get the decision right in the first place, and then they change it and get it wrong.
But what is the rule on the handball stuff? Because like, because they say about unnatural movement, right? And I think what I don't get about it is that's not an unnatural movement if you're jumping. You can't jump with your arms down by yourself. It's ridiculous. Who does that?
The problem
what
was,
long jumper have you ever seen jump with his arms down by his side? It's ridiculous. Same with high jumping.
It's a natural movement.
Have a day off.
I totally agree. There was someone who said that if Eric Dyer, because it was him that gave the penalty away, if he doesn't put his hands out when he jumps, he's going to seriously injure himself when he lands. So you've got to, like you said, you can't jump like a penguin.
It's ridiculous.
You've got to put your arms out, and he's not even looking at the ball. I really don't know how that penalty was given.
I just don't get it because people said like his arms shouldn't be up there. Shut up, you idiot! Like Andy Carroll, when he jumps, his arms are in the air. When his arms go, your arms fall down slower than your body, right? Your arms go up here. It's counter your balance. It's just how it happens. Like go and jump outside your garden now. It happens. Try and jump as high as you want, yeah? Your arm come down slower than your body. It's just how it is. Andy Carroll did the exact same thing. Eric Dyer, unfortunately, did the exact same thing, but it hit his arm. And what annoyed me, it wasn't even on target.
No.
Nothing happened because of it.
No.
Like, and it's like it wasn't even if his arm wasn't there, nothing was going to happen. Like it was just nonsensical because it's in the box. And then like 3 minutes later, some dickhead behind the TV is like, yeah, I think you should look at that. Referee goes up, sees it in slow motion, he's like, well, it's clear handball.
Exactly, that's the thing that ruins it, slow motion. Because you look at one frame of the image, and it's his arm like that, and it's just clipped it. I mean, it doesn't even have to hit it solid, it sort of clips it, and it's a penalty. I don't know where there's just no logic.
It's just ridiculous. But like, I think I saw a Chelsea one. I didn't see the Chelsea game. I didn't really see the highlights either. But didn't Kai Havertz like get arm one or something?
Oh yeah, against West Brom, and that wasn't given.
What's going on
is
there?
Is it 1 rule for one and 1 for the other?
That's what I mean.
It doesn't make sense.
I just don't get it. I don't understand the ruling, and I think the problem we've got now is they're not going to change it.
No. Oh,
they can't, can they?
Frustrating, yeah.
Because teams were already gaining stuff out of it.
Yeah.
So
if you change it halfway through the season, it's a bit unfair. But the problem is, there's no one that supports it. I mean, all the managers, all the players, all the fans are saying it's wrong, can't we change it? And whoever's got the power, FA, whatever, they're the ones that are making the rules, but they're not listening to what everyone else is saying.
Would you, just to throw like a bit of devil's advocate into the works, yeah? If that was Andy Carroll heading it on target and it hit Eric Dyer in the same sort of way, but it was going on towards the goal, would you give it a penalty?
Probably.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah.
But I think that makes sense because if it's a shot on target, and it doesn't matter if his arm's in the way. His arm's in the way, it shouldn't be.
No.
Like, then it should be a penalty. But like, because it was just like a header back into the box, it's like.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean, Hodgson said it after the Palace game. He should only be given as a penalty if it's denying a goal-scoring opportunity or to get an unfair advantage. Other than that, if it's a very little accident and it's not even like going to interfere with it being a goal or not, why would you just suddenly say that's a penalty? It's so unfair.
It's balmy, mate. Like, and I think the problem is it's not going to change. Not this season. No. Like, it might change next season or something like that, but this season it's not going to change. And if they do change it, these clubs are going to be like, wait a second, give me my points back then.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because Tottenham will want their 2 points that they should have had.
Yeah.
They should have had because they smashed.
Hopefully, over the season things could balance out for Tottenham, but it's very unfair at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, going away from VAR, some of the results at the weekend. Man City lost 5-2 at home to Leicester. How about that?
I just think he's been found out, isn't it, Pep? Like, don't get me wrong, yeah, he's good.
He's good.
He's good, one of the world's best, right? But I just think, I don't know if it's arrogance or he just thinks he's better than everything else. Because this happens a few times, yeah, and obviously he's only had like 5 conceded against him, like for the first time since ever. But like, it's just there's so many holes in what they do, and I don't know what it is about them, but you see it time and time again when they get battered, and like goals get shipped in, and nothing changes. It was the same at Barcelona when they played in Europe, right? I remember when they played Chelsea, and it was it Ramirez? I think was that the same team? I can't remember, but like it's the same sort of principle, right? They get rolled over like that, and it happened at Bayern as well. And I just think, has he been found out?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, I certainly think that he was in for a bit of a shock when he came to the English league because although Bayern Munich, Barcelona, they've all got great teams.
Yeah.
He's come over here to another great team, Man City, but this league, the Premier League, is so tough, and this wouldn't happen in like the German league. Bayern Munich wouldn't get turned over 5-2 by some team like Leicester equivalent over there.
But I think the way in this country we like play our football, like if we want to sit back and hold a game, we'll do it, and like, you ain't getting through, because we'll have like a team made of 6-foot players, and you are not passing through us. It's not happening. We'll just go so tight and narrow, just forget it. Do you know what I mean? And then I'll have a Jamie Vardy up front, go score goal.
Well,
it's like,
yeah, I was going to say, I think that result was almost solely down to Jamie Vardy. I mean, I think Leicester did well anyway, but how good is Jamie Vardy?
Has he retired from international football?
I think he has, but it's a shame that if he has. I mean, he is so good. He's 33, and obviously he emerged onto the Premier League very late. But he is so good. He seems to be getting better the older he gets.
He's class, isn't he? He is class.
He scored a hat-trick, and although a couple of them were penalties, he's just lethal from the penalty spot.
He's still got to score them.
Oh, yeah, he's just lethal whatever he does. And I think Jamie Vardy, I'm very surprised Leicester have held on to him as long as they have.
That's why didn't Arsenal come in for him?
They were going to, after the season they won the league, I think.
Didn't they come in for him? Come to us and he's like, no.
Yeah, I mean, Leicester just... if they hang on to him for a couple more years, because I think he'll still be great for a couple more years. So
he just doesn't look like he's aging.
No, he doesn't.
Do you know what I mean? He's 33, isn't he?
He's one of them. He's a bit like Ronaldo and Messi, where people say they're like superhumans because they're into their late 30s and they're still playing amazing football. I think he's a bit like that. He's going to play until like.
It's like Thiago Silva.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like 36 or something. 35.
Yeah, exactly. Some players are.
Geezer looks 23. Like, stresses me out. Like, I look older than him.
Still quite fast, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's, players like that, like, it's actually great. But like for a striker to do it. And still go at the same speed he does. Just like he's really good, mate. But yeah, Man City is a weird one because I think it will happen again this season. They'll just get rolled over by teams.
Do you know what? When I did my Premier League season predictions at the start of the season, a lot of people, including the bookies, were saying Man City will bounce back and win it this year. No. And I stuck with Liverpool. And I know we're a couple of games in, but I think Liverpool are going to do it. I mean, I know we're only a couple of games in, but who would you say right now looks like they're going to win the Prem?
Liverpool. I can't see anyone else doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't watch the game they played yesterday against Arsenal, but from what I've seen, they steamrolled them. And I saw Roy Keane and Jurgen Klopp have a little bit of a ding dong about Roy Keane said it was sloppy or something like that, and Jurgen was like, "No, that's absolutely bollocks. Like we smashed them. Like we were unbelievable." So I think like in that sort of regard. I don't know, they're the only team doing that sort of stuff. I think Everton are going to surprise a few people because they've looked really quite serious.
Well, I tell you, I mean, I think after the international break, Everton do play Liverpool, and that's going to be one of the best Merseyside derbies in a long time because Liverpool have always dominated in recent years anyway. And the fact that Everton have got Ancelotti and Rodriguez,
I think that's it.
I think it's going to be interesting.
I think it's the Ancelotti thing. I think Everton have always recruited well. I think they've always got good players. They've always signed good players, but never got anything out of them, right? Say what you want about Iwobi, Balassi and whatever, I think they're good players. And on their day, under the right person, they're going to smash it. And I think Ancelotti is that geezer. Like, everywhere he's gone, he's had success. Like, I can't think of anywhere he's gone where he hasn't.
Oh, no, I can't. I mean, he was great. I mean, he's won Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues.
Did he do it with Chelsea?
He won the Premier League with Chelsea, didn't he? I think that was 2010. But the fact that Everton got him, because, I mean, Everton are a big club.
Well, how mad's that?
But in recent years, they've fallen away. They've been a mid-table Premier League team. But the fact that they got him, and then it also attracts players like Rodriguez, you wouldn't have thought
how
he'd go
mental
there.
Is that? That's like a proper FIFA signing, isn't it?
That could be just one of like many that come in. One of many that could come in now because like people are going to be attracted to Ancelotti, and obviously they've made a great start as well. People will look at them and think, well, they'll probably be in Europe next season.
Can you imagine if they make top four? Like, and I wouldn't be surprised either. I could definitely see like Chelsea not making it. Like as well as I think they've recruited with Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Ben Chilwell. Who's the other geezer?
Ziyech.
Yeah, like that's mad. Like they are such good players. Whether it takes a lot of time for them to gel or not, don't know. Whether Frank Lampard's up to it, don't know. But like, I think they're at real risk of not making it. And then I think you've got Arsenal who just look B-Tech, don't they? Compared to what Arsenal used to be, they just look a bit.
I think they're slightly better with Arteta, but
I don't think
it'll
they'll make it.
Still be a squeeze. I mean,
where did you predict them? I can't remember where you did.
5th.
Yeah, I think that's about right. I think like between 5 and 8, I think they'll sort of go between that. And like, I can't see them make a top 4.
No.
But like, I think Everton have just really shocked everyone so far. And I think it'll carry on.
Yeah. It'd be nice though. I mean, there's no one that really dislikes Everton other than Liverpool fans. So it'd be nice to see Everton do well, and like you said, get into Europe. It'd be great to have a change of teams, because I love that Leicester, Wolves, Sheffield United, they're all sort of battling to get into the European competition, because it freshens it up. I mean, you get a bit bored of watching Arsenal and Man United playing like the European teams.
How good have Leeds been?
Oh, Leeds! We can make a whole podcast about how great Leeds have been.
Oh, just
amazing! I really like Leeds. I think they're a proper club, proper fans, proper stadium, proper history. Tick every box.
Their stadium's like in the new FIFA, do you know that?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
They all kicked
devastating. Ellen Road is not in FIFA. What are you doing sorting out FIFA?
No, you tell them that.
No, but that first game they played Liverpool, and obviously everyone was building up 2 great clubs going head to head, but it couldn't have.
What a good ding dong that was.
As much as it was built up, it was even better than that. I mean, it was a 4-3 game. What the heck? But then they beat Fulham 4-3, and then they've just beaten Sheffield United. I think they're going to be really good this season.
They panned them as well, Sheffield United, did they? What was the score? Was it 1-0?
1-0.
Who did they beat 3-0? Did they beat someone 3-0? Am I just making it up?
No, they beat Fulham 4-3.
That's probably what I'm thinking of then. But like, they're tanking in the goals, mate. But they're not worried about scoring. Obviously, they've got to try and stop conceding, but they've been good value so far, innit?
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Been really good to watch. Bamford out of nowhere scoring those goals. So I remember when he played for like Crystal Palace, it was shocking.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
Yeah, he was sort of renowned as a sort of championship striker, and that was about it. But
yeah.
He's got to a good start. I think he scored 3 and 3. So yeah, he could keep that up and have a really good season.
Yeah. How mad's that?
Yeah, incredible. Looking at the bottom end of the Premier League, go on then.
Fulham are going down.
Predict 3 clubs for me to go down.
Fulham.
Go on.
Who else we got? Southampton maybe. But
Okay,
I don't know. It's Danny Ings.
Chuck in a wild card. Really surprise the viewers. Who's going to go down?
West Brom maybe. And I think like someone who's been there and thereabouts, but is just sort of like over the last few years, is just going to take a nosedive. I don't know. Villa have looked alright to start with.
I've always thought that clubs like Newcastle and West Ham, they're sort of teeter above it, but one season
West Ham
they could just go. I mean, West Ham, they did do well at the weekend. They beat Wolves 4-0, which is a bit of a surprise.
That's mad though, isn't it?
But it definitely could happen, like a West Ham or a Newcastle. They could just drop into it, and it really sort of.
Yeah, Newcastle is one of them, but I think with Callum Wilson, it's just like they've upped a bit, but they're still pretty naff, isn't it? Like I don't know about Steve Bruce. I just think. I don't know. I just look at them. I don't think they're a side with ambition.
No,
they don't strike me as a team that wants to do very well. But whether that's Mike Ashley's fault or not, I don't know.
They've got a very sort of defensive setup. They sort of go to teams and it's like they want to draw or something.
Well, they played Spurs and they didn't want to go up the other end of the pitch. They weren't bothered. They were just like, yeah, we'll just sit here and wait.
But yeah, you say Fulham.
Definitely Fulham.
I predicted them to finish 20th, and I couldn't have been more right from what it's
so
seen so far. They've
yeah.
conceded. I think they've conceded 10 in their first 3 games. in 3 games.
Spanked, yeah.
I mean, it's like they came up and haven't prepared, because everyone was saying like Fulham, you know, they're going to struggle, and it's like they're doing nothing to disprove that. They've had a poor start.
They haven't looked good.
No.
Whether they turn that around or not, I don't know. But
the fact they lost 3-0 to Villa yesterday.
Yeah, that's a trouble, and that's one of those 6-point games, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
That old cliche, but. I don't know about Villa, like whether they've got the minerals to stay up or not. But like, I think definitely Fulham. I'm maybe looking at West Brom, but it's for me it's so 50-50 in a minute. I can't look at like certain teams and be like, you're going down, except for Fulham. I looked at Fulham and thought, you are shocking. Do you know what I mean? So maybe Sheffield United will have a stinker.
Sheffield United, that's an interesting one, because obviously they've lost their first 3 games. So
yeah,
they were solid last season. So what's happened there?
Exactly, like that could just keep going. Do you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things in life, in sport, really, where like if you build up, I need to find the right word. You know, it's a habit. There you go. It's a habit. Losing becomes a habit.
It can.
Do you know what I mean? You just turn up
definitely.
negative and all that. Same with winning. It becomes a habit. And like if Sheffield United keep losing games, it'll become a habit and they'll struggle.
The start of the season can be so important. Like it's so crucial that teams get points early. That game at the weekend. I mean, there were so many goals at the weekend, but West Brom Chelsea. I went out and it was 0-0 when I left the house, and I checked at half time and I was so baffled to see 3-0 West Brom. And then I checked 45 minutes later and it's finished 3-3. I'm just thinking, what on earth? I mean,
well, that's the Premier League for you, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So I was at my girlfriend's house. I was watching the football. It was 1-0. I went to go get a drink. 3-0. I was like, what have I missed? Oh, it's mental. But like, even then, I'm not looking at it thinking, yeah, they've done it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like you can't look at a 2-0 or a 3-0 in the Premier League and think you're playing sailing.
I think that's quite damaging for West Brom as well. I know at the start of the game they'd probably snap your hand off for a draw against Chelsea, but the fact that they were 3-0 up, it's going to be demoralising. They've got to pick themselves up for the next game, because they've dropped some points there, and they've got to pick up points early.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Like when you're 3-0 up and you just lose it all, that can have a big effect, doesn't it? And I don't think Chelsea will get much out of that. They'll probably be like, well, we got a draw. It's not what we wanted, but from where we were, I guess it's all right. But that's the wrong mindset, isn't it? You don't want to be in that position in the first place. Like you don't want to be clawing your way back into games. So you've got to be in front. So they'll probably be looking at that as more of like relief than anything. So it'd be interesting to see where Chelsea go, but I don't know. They just don't look like a team that wants to play together.
No, I mean Chelsea, it might take a while for them to gel, because like you said, they've brought in so many players. So I think it might be a season of gelling together, and then maybe next season they can go for something and try and win something next season. But another topic we could talk about is, why do you reckon there's been so many goals in the Premier League? Because I think without fans, I was talking to someone about this the other day, and I was saying that it's almost like there's no pressure on defenders, and that's maybe why there's more goals. What do you think?
Well, you know, like the Caribou Cup's been coming about and that, with like these small teams playing the bigger teams. I was saying this to someone, saying like, well, the small teams don't have the fan backing that they would usually have, where it's like they've got say if it's a home game or something, they've got a crowd that can like cheer them on. There's a bit there for the players to be like, yeah, let's do it. Like we're going to be heroes. Whereas now they haven't got that.
No,
do you know what I mean? Like they haven't got that immediate sort of like reaction from a crowd. After the game, they'd be like, oh, we didn't make it. Like, oh, one of them. But like they haven't got the immediate sort of like, come on lads, let's do it. Like it's just not there, isn't it?
No.
So that's why I think some of them teams get spanked 7-0 in the Caribou Cup, whereas that wouldn't usually happen. Like obviously you do see big results when like Liverpool play Torquay or something, but like you would see like a big result. But like I think now it's really exaggerated. Like you've got Newcastle spanking Team 7-0.
Well, yeah, that was Morecambe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's exaggerated.
For me, I was thinking the reason that, especially in the Premier League, like we're seeing a lot of these 5-2s, 3-3s, 4-1s, whatever, and these really amazing goals is, you know, the sort of stuff you'd try on the training pitch.
It's a bit of that, isn't it?
You wouldn't really try it in a game when there's fans there, because you're going to make you tit yourself.
I think it's that immediate reaction.
You can do it now, there's no fans there, they're going to try this audacious goal, and oh my god, it's coming off, because they're trying it.
Yeah, no, I think there is a bit of that. Like I think with a crowd reaction and like a bit of pressure involved from an audience, people are in their shell a bit. Whereas now, like you say, they don't have that, so they can sort of try things, they can sort of get away with trying to do stuff, and I think that is a big thing.
Definitely.
Like I think immediate reaction. Because obviously, like if you're a player, right, you're about to burst down the wing, you've got a crowd cheering you. Like, there's the adrenaline, mate. You're going to get a second gear, third gear, fourth gear. Just keep going. Like, same if you're a defender. If you make a mistake, everyone's going to be on you, mate. And it's just right now they don't have that. Obviously, people are watching it on TV, but you don't get the reaction straight away. So it's like, I think you are pretty much spot on with that. I think because of that lack of crowd, teams are managing to steamroll teams. Teams are managing to play with a bit more freedom to sort of score a few goals, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Totally agree.
So one thing I wanted to ask you, you know, like, because obviously your channel is Coventry City based. Yeah. You're doing these championship predictions. You're doing a bit about other things as well. Are you going to be just pure football going forward?
Yeah. To be honest, that is all my channel's about. I'm passionate about football. So it is going to be all football.
It's not an interview, mate. Don't worry about it. I don't want to hear your strengths and weaknesses.
No. Obviously, I started the channel up because I am passionate about football.
Yeah.
Passionate about Coventry City.
I've just had a thought. This is something your audience ain't going to know. It's something you should really definitely do. You know, like, you told me this before lockdown about how you know every Coventry City result in the last like 5 years or something.
Yeah.
If I were to pick out a result, this geezer knows it, and he knows you scored as well.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I haven't revealed that to my viewers before.
Well, you're going to have to do it. We won't do it right now, but like, honestly, it's mental. Like, so I made him pick out a 5-0 against Hartlepool like a few years ago away from home, and he told me all the scorers. I went on, found it, and I was like, that's his mental. Like, this geezer has got knowledge.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I've been following Coventry for 9 or 10 years now. I've had a season ticket for 9 years. So I do go to most of the games. I go to half the away games over a season as well. So results do stick in my head. But yeah, I don't know what it is with the players and the minutes and things like that. I always seem to pick that up as well. So yeah, we should do a video about that, and I get to prove my autism.
You should do it on a live stream or something, because obviously it's mental. People believe it then a lot more.
Oh yeah, I suppose we do it now. It'd be like you've researched it. Yeah. You could do a live stream where I'll get people to send in their what was the score when we played this team over the last 8 years, and I'll be like, it was that, it was that, who scored.
So weird. It's so weird. Anyway, your channel's looking really good. I'm really impressed. Keep going. You'll get to the monetisation thing. You can get earning a bit of cash, and then you'll be full time in no time. Get the brand deals on that.
Oh, that would be very nice. That would be very nice. Yeah. Well, we'll round up the video there, but we'll just finish on Coventry City again then. What do you think going forward? Do you think Coventry City are in a good place?
Yeah, mate. Going forwards we are. I'm just a bit fearful, because obviously we're not at a ground, so we can't we're not at our own ground, so you can't brush over the fact that we might be doing well. We haven't got a ground. That needs to be sorted.
People do forget about that when there's success on the pitch, so that will need to be sorted.
That needs to get sorted, and that's up to Sisu. So I'm going to still hold him accountable for stuff like that, because apparently the tides are turning, and apparently Wasps are being knobheads. I don't care who it is. We haven't got a ground to play at. Sort it out. Stop waffling. Get on with it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think we'll leave the video there. Cheers for coming on, Cookie.
No, I really appreciate it, mate.
I won't shake your hand because coronavirus is still around.
Social distancing and that.
But yeah, cheers for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
See you later.